What's going on, guys? BouseFeenux here, and welcome to another For Honor Beginner's Guide. Today, we're going to be talking about different strategies for the different game modes in For Honor, and I just wanted to offer some quick tips out there for you guys to get off on the right foot. Now, veterans, if you're here as well, some of you need this video too. I see a lot of high-level players doing weird shit, and I want to help you guys out. So, let's jump in. So a lot of For Honor's game modes on the surface look pretty samey, right? You've got kill one dude, kill two dudes with a buddy, kill four dudes while controlling points, kill four dudes with three other dudes, and kill four dudes with three other dudes until one team wins. It's pretty simple, right? Well, it's a little more nuanced than that for some of these modes. I mean, in the 4v4 modes like Dominion and Skirmish, you can run in and treat it like team deathmatch and probably lose a lot, or you can actually think about what you're doing and get an intentional win out of the match instead of a lucky one. With that being said though, let's get into some strategies for our first game mode, which is Dominion. This is by far the most popular game mode in For Honor. It offers the best XP gain, the best steal gain, and it's probably the most forgiving game mode in terms of mistakes made while playing it. So, how does Dominion work? Well, it's a 4v4 point control game with 3 areas that your team will need to capture and hold in order to win. Notice that I did not say this is a game mode where killing the enemy team grants you a win. This is not team deathmatch, it's area control, fight on the points. Like notice here in this footage that I'm fighting on the minion point. People come in and try to kill me, I fight them, and then I get straight back to killing minions so we can keep the zone controlled. Anyway, in order to win this game mode, you'll have to reach 1,000 points. When this happens, the enemy team will enter a breaking state where their heroes can no longer respawn. At this point, you'll have to kill all of them to win the match. When you capture a point, your team gains an instant 100 points. When the point is taken back by the enemy, you lose that 100 points. However, you keep points by having the objective under your control, and you gain double the points for standing on the objective. This is called boosting the point, and it is a critical strategy for quick wins. Lastly, if your team is breaking, you'll have to bring the enemy team back under 1,000 points by recapturing objectives and taking their 100 point bonuses away. If they're over 1,200 points or more, your team is permanently broken and can no longer rally. But if you can manage to stay alive, you can still break the enemy team by reaching 1,000 points yourself. This is hard to do, but I've definitely seen it done more than a few times. Now, as far as team composition goes, there really isn't any strict meta in For Honor. This isn't a MOBA where you really need a mid laner, a carry, and a jungler and all that, but each character type is designed to excel at certain activities and will gain renown quicker by playing to those activities. And real quick, if you don't know already, renown is basically the experience points you gain in 4v4 mode that unlocks your feats, which are your character's special abilities. And as I said earlier, each character type gains renown in different ways, so let's take a quick look at what those are. First up, vanguards like Kensei, Warden, and Raider gain renown quickly by being outnumbered in fights, controlling objectives, and killing the enemy soldiers on the minion point. Heavies like Conqueror, Shigoki, and Warlord gain more renown for getting kill assists and defending objectives, which basically means you have to kill enemies on an objective that you're controlling. Assassins like Berserker, Peacekeeper, Gladiator, Orochi, and Shinobi are the hardest to gain renown with because they gain the bulk of their renown from 1v1 fights, which are hard to come by in Dominion, and they also get renown from going on killing streaks. Hybrids like Valkyrie, Highlander, Centurion, Lawbringer, and Nobushi have balanced renown gain across all activities, which make them a versatile class that fits anywhere on the battlefield. So in short here, if you've ever had top kills in a Dominion match and someone with fewer kills is beating you on the scoreboard, that's because they're most likely playing their class to its strengths. Remember, it's not all about getting the most kills in Dominion. Learn what your character is good at and stick to it. If you're a heavy, help your teammates out when they're outnumbered. If you're an assassin, roam the map and harass the enemy. If you're a vanguard, clear the minion point and contest the enemy home point so they stop getting points. You get the idea. So before we move on, here are some quick strategies for succeeding in Dominion. First, try to stay out of ganks. If you know 2 people are heading towards you, always try to retreat and regroup with your teammates. Second, if you break the enemy team, hold your ground. Wait until you've gotten at least 1,100 points before going after the broken enemy team, because more often than not, they'll just come behind you, recapture a point, and then rally. This happens so often at high levels where we hit 1,000 points in Dominion, and my whole team leaves their point only for the enemy team to come back and capture them all. Make them come to you and fight them on the points. They have to capture them to win. If you control the points, you have the advantage. don't immediately go and hunt the other team down. But moving on though, let's talk about the other 4v4 game modes real fast, and before we do, I have to apologize. I tried for over an hour to get footage from Skirmish and Elimination, but matchmaking must be totally busted because even with a pre-made team of 4 people, we still couldn't find a match for either of these game modes. It was really frustrating. So what I ask you to do is just pretend that the footage you're seeing is relevant, and again, I'm sorry, I tried. But the first of those game modes is Skirmish, which is basically team deathmatch where the first team to 1,000 points by killing the enemy team wins. Pretty much no one plays this, obviously, unless they absolutely have to because they have an order for it or something else. But if you do find yourself in this game mode, the main thing you should remember is that you have to stick with your team. Do not run in one by one just to get slaughtered. You'll never recover from that, and your teammates' revives will always be staggered. If you and another teammate die shortly after one another, always wait until they respawn to respawn yourself, so there are at least 2 of you. In this game mode, it is all about the killing, so stick together or you'll get deathballed by the enemy team. Next up, we have the Elimination game mode, which is basically 4v4, but everyone has 1 life. Now, again, this is another game mode that I couldn't get footage for because it's completely dead game mode on PC, but it's still thriving on console apparently, so maybe this will help some of you guys out. Anyway, the first team to lose all of their heroes in Elimination loses the round, and it's best of 5 rounds. Most people play this like 4 1v1s, and occasionally you'll have someone break off from your fight to go gank your teammates, and if that happens, please, for the love of God, follow them. Do not let them gank your teammates because that'll create a snowball effect that will almost certainly lose you the match. If you win your 1v1 though, go help your buddies, create your own snowball effect. But that pretty much does it for the 4v4 game modes. For Duel and Brawl, which are the 1v1 and 2v2 game modes respectively, just win your fight. There's no fancy tricks here. Most people play brawls like 2 1v1s, but lately I've been seeing it played more and more as intended, with all 4 players fighting each other at the same time. It just kind of depends on what sort of match you get into. But that is all I can think of for this video. I hope it was helpful, and if it was, consider leaving a like down below, and if you're a veteran of many grizzled For Honor battles, make sure to leave any tips you've got down below to help out any newcomers as well. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to get subscribed so that you never miss any new content. And if you haven't already, don't forget to join my Discord, which is a community of people that play all sorts of games, including For Honor. Until next time, though, I'm BouseFeenux. I'll see you at the next one. And as always, thank you so much for watching.